Trial tappers find hope, resilience, and post-traumatic growth after life's trials and traumas. Today, I'm excited to explain to you a little bit more about post-traumatic growth. As a reminder, the theory of post-traumatic growth has 5 general domains or areas that people found some kind of growth after trials and traumas. We're going to focus on is on the spiritual or existential change that many people have found. If you've watched any of the prior videos, you'll know that I use the symbolic analogy of a maple tree to explain the idea of growth and post-traumatic growth. And in this section particularly, I use an image of a branch with a ruler in it. And why I do that is this idea that we need to help people that come in to see me as a therapist to scale or to identify where they might be on any of these journeys of post-traumatic growth. And particularly the one of spiritual or existential journey can be a challenge for many people. See, I can't tell when someone comes in where they're at spiritually. And I would ask them to talk to their spiritual guides if they need help in this area. But it's very common for people to come in to have a struggle and or potential growth in this area after a trial or trauma. So let me explain a little bit about that and how I see that. So this image has this tree with measuring where you are in this. We talk about this in the idea that it's a higher spiritual or existential change. So some people found a deeper connection or investment in their religious philosophies, their spiritual world, or their connection to the universe. Others began to look for their purpose in life and how they related to other people. So this is information or research found from Richard Tedeschi and Lawrence Calhoun after they interviewed many people. It's very common for people to have and pull on some kind of spiritual existential thing to help them through the trial. If you recall in the previous video, we talked about expert companions helping them. And my wife understood this is a picture of my backyard. And after I went through a trauma where my younger brother died by suicide, and the next week I was confronted by this individual and sexually abused me as a child, I was in a very difficult state. And for the next week, I went home and I was trying to process this, and I like gardening. And so I spent a lot of time the next week outside digging, putting in plants. My wife was having plants delivered to the house and trees delivered so I could plant some of these things and just process, right? So I'm outside after death had occurred in my family, and I'm trying to bring in life through the nature. So this was a help for me. So spiritual or existential change can be impactful. As a therapist for more than 24 years, I've watched a lot of people go through some very difficult things. And whether you're spiritual or not, many people are. And it's pretty common for me to see people, they'll either move towards or away from this spiritual connection that they've had. And yet others will also find a lot of growth and gravitate towards those things. Now, again, the researchers will be very clear to explain it's not just a spiritual thing or a religious thing. It could be experiential in nature. And many people find that their higher power or whatever that is important. I would caution everyone that you need to at least make some room for this when you're helping people. I also challenge people not to move away or towards too strongly either way in these areas, and to just stay the course of what you're going through and how you deal with things spiritually. I know for me, spiritually, I struggled after this last event where my brother had taken his life. I struggled with that. And spiritually, I kind of had to set back for a little bit because some of the spiritual and religious things in my world. And you may also be struggling with this. I hope you find a spiritual guide that can help you if you are struggling, and that I know it is important to many people. If you found value or a spiritual strength during your journey, please comment below what that was that helped you. Again, it's always helpful if you share this video with others. Maybe like and subscribe if you want to hear more in the next video. Thanks for watching.